All right. Hello, hello. Everyone should be able to hear me and hear this nice game sounds of me wasting ammo. Hey, Boom Headshot. Welcome, everyone. We are back this Wednesday with more of the Dead Space remake. I'm Tom. I'm here with Cameron, Hannah, and Black Knight, and we're gonna play some more Dead Space and get spooked. We're in the medical wing, and I believe we are trying to look for the captain's rig. We learned that Captain Benjamin Mathias is deceased, according to his medical records, and we need to go get his rig, I think, to get access to some other shit. Who cares? It's all space zombies. Let's go shoot and get scared.
I think a lot of people are deceased at this point.
Yeah, Hannah, that is very observant of you. Yes, there are a
Very.
lot of dead people on this ship. Quite a lot.
Dead people, dead
The
space.
only confirmed survivor right now is Nicole Brennan. So one person out of like 1,300 people.
Ooh, I might be on the wrong. Am I in the right game?
Ooh.
Are you in the right game?
Oh,
I was testing some shit earlier. I might be on the wrong game. Nope, this must be the right game because I only
Hi,
have
hello, how are you today? Says that
2
you
cents.
should do face cam more often.
Oh, thanks. Hi, hello. I'm glad that someone enjoys the fact that I try to put on face cam whenever I'm not streaming Monster Hunter.
My intention is to use face cam more often.
I have like almost shitty little tripod cameras, but I haven't bothered using it.
Thanks, Hannah, for being in chat.
Yeah, I have an update. So I think Tom talked about his PC upgrade recently, and it's looking lovely. I don't know what settings are you on and stuff. Is it all the latest hotness?
So yeah, we should probably talk about that. I'll try my best to multitask. So I upgraded from a 1060, this is NVIDIA cards, to a 3070. I'm on mostly like high-ish to medium. I'm sure my card can go higher than that. But after last week's, or not last week's, 2 weeks ago, we crashed right at the end of the Dead Space stream. I am trying to sort of like slowly inch my way up versus trying to set everything to like ultra and ray tracing. That way it doesn't, like explode on stream and then people watch an hour and a half of me doing troubleshooting like they did for Elden Ring.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, like I ran it fine on Ultra, but that was without any extra streaming stuff open, so.
For this game, Tom, I was gonna ask, is it similar to Resident Evil where a lot of grinding is involved or not as
Grinding?
much?
That's interesting, Hannah. Before Tom answers that question, can you define your version of what you call a grind?
Like having to go through the same rooms over and over again because
backtracking.
like, there's a puzzle you need to solve, but you don't have the right clue or key to solve it, so you have to go get the key and then go back and solve the puzzle.
That's backtracking. That's not grinding. Grinding is like Dark Souls, like go back to the same area, kill all the enemies.
So
Oh,
there
my
is
voice connection just dropped, so if you guys are saying anything, I can't hear you.
we can.
Black,
I can
Black
hear
Knight was just fucking mansplaining, so you didn't miss it. I'm kidding.
you. Ooh. All right, so the zero gravity part here, really quick. I gotta check voice meter just because it's really loud in my in-ear headphones. So I'm gonna try to fix that really quick. There we go.
We're all nerds here. We all understand what I'm talking about sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Chat, let me know if the game volume is high. Everything else should be fine.
I just heard the cats knock something over. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hannah, can you hear us yet?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Cool. All right. Assuming that you can also see and hear everything. Sorry, I'm going to be asking this question a lot. So here is our first section of zero gravity. So Hannah, if you can see, I'm not on the ground anymore.
You're not on the ground. It
I'm
does
not.
look. I will say the animation for it is pretty good.
Yeah, and in the original Dead Space, it wasn't full 3D movement like this. You had to like latch onto the side of the wall or something, and then you can jump across from floor to floor. It was really clunky, and it didn't work very well.
It was. It was
That-
like
this
point to
is-
point.
Yeah, this is Dead Space 2's and further, like the whole 3D movement thing.
All right, so let's reassess. Current quest is to go find a hydrazine tank. I don't remember exactly why. Oh, because I got to blow open that barricade to go get the
Detonator.
captain's rig. That's what it is. So yeah, that's zero gravity. We're gonna see a lot more of that probably in the next.
What's happening there? Did you
My
find
mind is
the
drawing a blank because it's been just long enough that I don't remember the next zero gravity part. But we're gonna see more of being out in space where there's no oxygen or no gravity.
Yeah, the centrifusion engineering, technically.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man.
Wait, no, that's just no
Yeah,
oxygen.
you know about hydrogen. You were reading about it.
Centrifuge part, the second half is so much better now.
Yes.
Ooh, hello, friend.
Oh.
Hannah, it's your favorite.
Oh. Oh,
Jesus.
no.
Let's get a closer look. Well, I didn't like that. Why not have? Oh, I don't have any stasis. Hmm. Oh, I almost.
Oh my god.
Almost dodged that.
So how does shooting work in zero gravity? What is the bullet?
It's not a actual projectile. It's like focused energy. I don't know, I'm nerding. It's not an actual projectile though. It's like some space magic bullshit.
Okay.
Well, so there's an important distinction in this game, Hannah. There are sections where there are zero gravity, and there are sections where there are no oxygen, and there are also sections that have both. And you'll kind of see the distinction. Like in here, I have oxygen in this room, but I have zero gravity, which is why I'm able to do all this nice spinny stuff. And there's also parts where... did someone leave?
No, that was Cameron. He came back.
He's not
Okay.
fun.
Sorry, Discord. I have it on Do Not Disturb, and I keep hearing noises. There are parts where there are also like zero oxygen in places, and there's parts where there's
But
both.
how do you...
How does like the shooting work?
How
That
do
honestly, I
you
have no physics-wise. I
not
don't
have
really know how that
oxygen
works.
if you're wearing a helmet?
It's
air.
like a because the Ishimura's got zero gravity, but it's also got
I
oxygen in
lost
this
you guys
room.
again. Discord's being like so funky and finicky on my end.
Is it?
Anyway,
does that
so
happen
it's
during?
It's like a diving suit basically. It's I assume it's like a.
I don't think
it's
she
an-
can hear us.
No.
I think the issue is her
Yeah.
audio. Cameron, if you can hear me, does that happen during the tabletop recordings?
It does not,
The whole ship.
Mm.
which is really interesting.
Huh. Chat, is the game volume too loud, or can you hear us talking? I'll just keep going through some of the louder parts so that people can hear us.
But yeah, it's interesting. So all of Isaac's tools that he's using either don't fire projectiles, or if they fire a projectile, they use like compressed air or magnetic acceleration versus like traditional combustion.
Yeah, so it seems like to follow with the theme of being an engineer, like you're using tools. Like these aren't really guns. The only real gun is, ironically, the other weapon that I
The
have.
pulse rifle.
Yeah, the pulse rifle. But everything else is like a tool of some kind, like a plasma cutter, like flamethrower, like line gun. I'm not sure what a flamethrower would be used for in engineering. Of course, some of those are also tools that are like they are guns that are made from the engineers trying to fight back against the necromorphs.
Okay, we're back.
You're back.
What are we talking? Oh, right. Air. Why the ship's got air, but Isaac has to use his own air because some of the ship is broken.
No, that I understand, but how can you, if you're always wearing a helmet, wouldn't you have oxygen in the helmet?
Yeah, which that's why the timer's there, because you don't have unlimited oxygen. I would assume you wouldn't have unlimited oxygen. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a spacesuit, but like, you still like it's like how divers have like have to change their tanks out every now and again.
Okay. Got it.
That's
Yeah.
my headcanon, but like, who
It's
knows?
the future, so assume that they don't need a big oxygen tank, but they do have limited oxygen.
I trapped him in a damaged escape pod. He's snorting
However
like
that
Mr.
works
Fucked Up.
when
Hurry,
they are
Isaac.
exposed to space.
Gameplay.
Gotcha.
And
Alright.
you want to eat an Oreo?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I want to eat an Oreo. Which
Okay.
one?
The
Well,
the
talk-
most
talk-
useless ammo type to complement the most useless gun.
Talk to everyone about what we're doing here, Hannah.
So, Cameron and I bought a shit ton of Oreos last weekend. All different flavors that we have never tried before.
Not even a shit ton. Just
Yeah,
3.
It's a lot in my view, but okay.
Compared to the massive amount that we had bought before, it's nothing.
Okay. But we're trying different flavors that we haven't tried, so we're testing them out tonight during Tom's stream.
Didn't you guys already do that with Nate like 2 years ago?
We did, but these are ones that are new
Since then,
compared to the ones. Yeah.
So,
updating.
Hannah, is it the same thing that happened last time where Cameron buys like 10 of those fucking things and then tries like one of each and then is like, I'm full. Here's a bunch of these bags / containers of food, which I get. I love the chaos, but
Yes.
But this time there's only 3. So
Only 3?
on
Only
your
3.
plate, what are you looking at?
I have
one sec.
I think right now the one I'm looking at is the Java tip.
Describe it.
Fuck. I'm gonna go see if I have any Oreos left.
It's
I hate you
Would be a
guys.
fan here afterward.
it's the 2 Oreo cookies, right? And then in the middle it looks like a Pawnee cream.
Yeah, like an eggshell.
A Pawnee cream?
Pawnee. T.
Tawny, like
As in Tom.
Tawny.
T-A-W-N-Y.
And the cream has.
But I can smell. It also has the strongest smell compared to the other
It does smell
one.
like coffee. Yeah.
It smells like coffee, and that's why I think I'm not going to like it, because the birthday cake Oreo also had a very strong smell, and it sucked.
All right. So are you gonna bite or are you gonna twist and lick?
I'll twist and lick, because that's how I eat them.
All right, I'm gonna bite then.
In my honest opinion, twisting and licking is for children. It's hot take, I know, but honestly, I'm just like, I don't think it enhances it.
You know what? I'll be honest. I thought I would hate it. I don't.
I mean, to be fair, I'm also really fucking weird in that I like turn A.
Maybe it's my sound. Maybe now I gotta
Say
get a
that again?
sound card. The upgrades just never end.
Okay.
It was garbled on my end also.
Was it? Okay. Maybe, could be internet. Who knows?
Here's another
Later.
tip for you, Tom.
Hmm.
When you eat Skyline, do you twirl your 3 ways like a heathen, or do you cut and scoop?
I used to do the former, now I do the latter. So I have evolved.
Oh my!
Um,
You're talking because I can see you talking in your video, but I can't hear you. Fucking
It's
Discord.
Can
Ugh.
Black Knight or Cameron, can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Every time she gets on for Dead Space, this seems to happen.
It's not just Dead Space. I
She
think.
she
This
just
happened
she just
during
accidentally
Ah.
accidentally mutes her mic because she's too scared.
No, it's got to be a Discord thing. I wonder if it's related to both of us being on it from the same
I'm
router.
really low.
But NoobTube, you're right. Hannah probably just needs a new.
Oh yeah. More spooky games. Yes, I like that people appreciate the spooky games. I've been trying to do more of those. Just taking a second to appreciate
Honestly,
/ figure out if
I-
my video card needs to change the settings or not. I don't know.
I'd like to see Outlast, but I know Outlast is gonna get you banned from Twitch or something.
Outlast would?
Outlast?
Why would Outlast?
I don't know. I think no, that was the DLC. Never mind.
I mean, like, I've watched people play through, like, at least the first half of Outlast. It's interesting. I could definitely play it. This fucking room. I would probably play it, but I don't think that's the game we could ever get Hannah on. She might be on for, like, 1 episode and be like, no.
Yeah,
Never in a
not for
million
me.
years. I need to raise the volume for you guys in my ears. Ah, yes, the 1-hit kills. Thank you, sir. Oh, I'm not in the room I thought I was. Oops.
Hannah, how old is your computer?
Um,
Come here.
it's not old. I got it in 2020.
Fuck is the...
Yeah, I think it might be worth.
Is
taking
it the
some time to
Wi-Fi
do
issue,
some
maybe?
Dedicated
It
troubleshooting.
should be on the other side of the room if you look for that elevator.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, the
I-
elevator
I-
with the canisters.
I can take it to get it trouble shot.
Hell yeah. Eat shit. I'm so me running around for everyone who's in chat with me and who's in text chat. I'm doing this because I'm trying to be as conservative and efficient with my ammo as possible.
Yes.
This is unfortunately not a panic
Oh.
response. I know that would be more fun. Damn it.
So, where are we right now? This is
Med deck.
the med deck. Gotcha.
Yes, I think that's the end of that. If this
Cameron?
quarantine ends, I can. Yes, so we are in the med deck. I can actually look at the map, which I don't think I've done yet. So this is the map. This is not. If you've played the 2008 Dead Space, this used to be like a 3D Metroid Prime kind of thing. They got rid of that with this because it was way too confusing. We are in the main lab of the medical wing, and we are looking for a shock pad. So we're trying to make a bomb by combining the hydrazine fuel with some sort of fire source. And because we don't have a fire source, we need to use a shock pad to generate the heat to basically make an explosion to get through a barricade.
I mean, to be fair, that
Barricade
barricade's really shittily put together. You could just cut a few holes.
It
with the
is, and that
plastic
always
cover.
bothered me with the original. I was like, you could just like take it apart. I don't know, unless engineering people came to medical to help them protect themselves, which I doubt they did. You could just like dismantle this barricade that's blocking us from making progress.
What's your take on the Java chip Oreo?
So yeah, so it was Java chip, which is like it's supposed to be a coffee ice cream flavor. I'm not a coffee person. I think it was relatively inoffensive. I still maintain that the only like Oreo doesn't need to make all these flavors. A big reason I like to do this a bit is because I think they work really hard to make unneeded bullshit when they already nailed it on double stuff. But I'm always curious about finding like a little gold nugget in all the crap out there, like we did with the salted caramel brownie one.
Yeah, I remember there used to be red velvet. I don't know what happened to that, but that was really good.
I'm sure it's still a thing. They seem to bring limited flavors in and out pretty regularly.
Oh,
God damn it! I keep.
you
Maybe
go for the
I'm-
go for the arms, not the legs.
Hanging up on you there.
Yeah, I should go for the arms. I know.
He came in from the top, off the top ring. That was a tag in.
Yeah, no, that, and I saw them coming, and I was like, I bet there's two more coming, and so I was just like, well, fuck it, I'll just waste all my ammo now, and that didn't work.
Hannah, there's a lot of calls for you to get a PC.
New P.
Ooh, Alucard and NoobTube. And then Shanice has a question about, or not a question. No, I guess a question. Are we excited
no.
for Title Update 5? Which I will
Oh,
let
yeah,
you two answer while I go get some
changed
glucose
his
stabs. I'll
mind.
be right back.
He changed his mind.
Yeah.
Next Monday it's gonna be TU5. He said.
Yes. So the original goal was grind a Latreon this week and then live stream Hunting Fatalis on Monday. I, in anticipation for the live stream, upgraded my graphics card. We played on Monday together. It was awesome. And then yesterday I was like, okay, I've got my new graphics card. Time to install it, and I'll have time to troubleshoot and everything. I went from an RX 480 to an RX 6900 XT, and I was very careful. I unplugged everything. I turned all the power off to remove my graphics card, put in the new one. It fit the case. I made sure that I went and dug through all of my old boxes, so I found my old power supply unit, SATA cables, and power cables, and all that stuff. And I turned it on once it was complete, and there was nothing on the screen. No BIOS, no nothing. The computer works. The fans work. The lights work. All that stuff. but there was just nothing registering on the monitor. So I spent a good chunk of time troubleshooting it. I haven't figured out what the issue is. I think it's with the motherboard. I'm not sure if I damaged it somehow in the removal of my old graphics card. But basically, it's just not responding to anything. I can put my old graphics card back in, and it was working fine. I tried, someone said I removed the CMOS battery to do a hard reset on the BIOS and see if that worked. That didn't work. I tried putting my new graphics card in the second PCIe port. That didn't seem to work. So I'm still troubleshooting. So right now I can't play on my PC, and if I sound terrible, it's because I'm on a laptop. Tom, you haven't been moving in a little while.
He's AFK. He was
Yeah.
gonna grab some.
Yeah, I think
Gotcha.
he'll be right back, he said.
Oh, but yeah, while I'm figuring that out, the goal was to do Elytron this week. I haven't been able to do that, so I'm going to be grinding Elytron next week probably. And
then you're gonna spend the next 2 weeks waiting, prepping for Fatalis. Fail
Yeah.
for another 2 weeks to Fatalis, and then on the 5th week you'll finally get it killed.
Yeah, so with title update 5 coming out, I think the plan is this Monday we're gonna do Amatsu. Next Monday, Risen, Shigara Magala, and then go back to Iceborne again and finish out with Fatalis. So I've probably got about a month more before we finish up Fatalis and Iceborne. And then by then it'll be Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom time, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, like I said before, but like I don't feel like grinding 130 MR levels or HR, AR, whatever the hell the anomaly rank is, to fight a Risen boss. Not really.
I don't
That
even
seems-
remember what my MR is actually at myself. I have no idea. Oh.
Oh, hey, you came back.
Yes, sorry, I'm back. I did a little audio mixing, and I also realized that my blood sugar is low, so I had to go take some glucose tabs. It also explains why I can't keep track of whatever the fuck is going on in this game. But I'm good. Things will get better.
Let's see. Boom Headshot says the grind in Sunbreak is better than Iceborne.
Wholeheartedly
I
agree,
with
and so does Nate, actually. What were you saying, Cameron?
No, I was just saying I agree. I like the Sunbreak grind. I am max right now in terms of anomaly rank in Sunbreak. But yeah, it's I'm still enjoying Iceborne. I'm enjoying Iceborne way more now that I'm using Greatsword than when I was with Heavy Bowgun.
Yeah, I think I was trying to do the thing for a little while where you switch to like one weapon and then like stick with that weapon for the majority of the game. I think I did that in Generations with Bowgun, and I also had to switch back to like dual blades or charge blades, but Gunlance has been actually surprisingly nice for that. I stuck with Gunlance, I think, most of Rise, actually, and I've actually really enjoyed that. I don't know if that's changed for anyone else in Rise.
I like I played Hunting Horn for the first time in Rise, and I really like that. Hannah, so you're currently reading The Martian, and you're watching this survival situation.
Hey, Guns Pony.
How realistic of a survival situation do you feel Dead Space is? Compared to The Martian?
Sorry, chat.
Like, probably unrealistic because it's all
Space zombies.
Future and space zombies and whatnot. And Martian, like, I'm really enjoying it, and I know that it's realistic.
Look at that nice UI, chat.
I mean, I guess that's the mentality, right, of astronauts, and when you're put in situations like that, knowing how to survive. Because if it was me in either situation right now, I would have blown my brains out.
Yeah. I'd imagine a lot of people would have done the same.
Because, like, what if they're, you know what I mean? Like, everyone you love is most likely dead. You're having to try to escape and not get eaten. So, like, what's waiting for you on the other side?
I kind of I understand that. Like the likelihood of also getting back just seems so like low. I don't know if I blow my brains out, but I would just like try to find a way like
It's also got really depressing really quickly.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest motivation to stay alive. I feel like I'd be more motivated to stay alive in a Dead Space scenario versus a Resident Evil scenario. Because
Yeah.
my corpse would become grosser in Dead Space than in Resident Evil, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like the space is like hard to deal with too. Like
Right.
it's not something easy, but I guess it's like you're also like trained for it.
Exactly.
It
yeah.
helps. I don't know. Sorry, I'm focused.
I think-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so in reading The Martian, which is a really great book, and I highly recommend for anyone, like, if you're looking to read something, I highly recommend the book. But I think for me, because obviously, I'm not an astronaut, my brain, I'm not stupid, but my brain doesn't compute math quickly as an astronaut's brain would. With the problems that they have to solve and all the numbers that they have to account for. And so I'm struggling a little bit to read it, only because for me it's a struggle to relate to how wide or big or small or how much volume maybe something is that he truly needs, or how big he calls it the hab. The hab is that he's kind of taking up residency in, or how big the Mars rover is that he drives to get from point A to point B. So I think I might need to watch the movie before I finish the book to kind of get a better imagination for it.
Yeah, we could watch it this weekend. It is one of our book club books. I enjoyed it. I read it. I read it for the first time after I watched the movie when the movie came out, and it's been a fun reread. I'm being facetious. This like The Martian. Besides, there's a couple like major things that he has to do for the sake of the story, but overall, it's a pretty well researched like survival story. This is ludicrous video game fun, but I dig it.
Yeah.
YouTube says next cookie. So which one do you want to try, Cameron? We have
What about the flood where you retain your sentience?
See, that's a nightmare scenario to me. That's like the mental version of like the Sarlacc monster from Star Wars.
You're
where
disgusting.
you apparently you're like digested for 1,000 years, and you just have to sit there and fucking suffer.
Yeah.
Well-
So, Hannah, the flood is the zombie from Halo, the Halo video games. And check out zoom in on that poster, Tom. This is, remember we were talking about how this game kind of digs at Scientology.
yeah.
This is that religion. In this game, it's called Unitology, and it's because this is a remake. I think they redid this poster. Those moons is like an actual like major like thing in this universe lore.
The paranoia, the hallucinations.
Let's listen to
You want
this.
scientific analysis? Cause and effect? Well, it all began after they raised the marker. What are you so worried about? The marker.
I just figured I'd stop here for a sec to look at this nice holographic cutscene that I can walk around during. That didn't exist in the first game. This is something in the remake I enjoy a lot, actually.
People are dying. How can that be the transformation the teachings promise?
We're witnessing a new beginning. Parents, for unitology, for humanity. Of course, our faith is being tested. Everything is about to change.
That's what works. And recording. Seal entry.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
anyway. Okay.
Coconut.
For anyone
Let's do the
who-
coconut one.
The coconut one.
All right,
I think it's supposed to be a caramel coconut. So if anyone has eaten the Girl Scout cookies that are, I don't remember what the new name is.
They were originally called Samoas. Now they are called.
Wait, they're not called Samoas?
No,
No, they're
it's
not.
I think
Not
they
anymore.
changed them
culturally
because
insensitive.
yeah, it's not a great name for a cookie, to be honest.
Yeah.
Caramel delight. That's what they're called.
Caramel
Caramel
delights,
delight.
Can't pick
I
you
don't
up
love
yet.
this cream.
I don't either.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yep. That's,
That's gonna
it.
be a
What are you
no
saying?
for me, dog.
That is awful. All right. Note to
Not as
Oreo
terrible
lovers
as
out there.
birthday cake.
We don't
Birthday-
enjoy. That's a hard pass for us. Weird after flavor
Yeah.
on
So-
the coconut
Birthday
caramel.
cake is still the
cake.
most disgusting flavor, which Tom has gone on record that he enjoys. Because he's
Oh,
a
what,
fucking
birthday cake?
animal.
That's right. I forgot.
He's an animal? Jeez.
Yeah, so I've told Henderson about this and about the Oreo stuff too, where like I came over to record like Star Fox or something,
Yeah.
and I like look over on like my brother's side table, and he has like fucking 8 cases of Oreos. I'm like, why do you have 8 things of Oreos on your
Because
side
they're all
tables?
birthday cake.
He was like, oh yeah, we were doing a taste test, and I was like, so it looks like you've eaten about 10% of 8 of these cases,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you just have a bunch of Oreos that have been stale for 3 months now.
Well,
He was like-
that's
Yeah.
Can I have them?
that's Nate not throwing things away. That's on him.
That
for
it's
3
also
months.
just wild to me that you would buy an entire. I guess
It's
I
a
mean,
bit-
we did the same thing during the 12-hour
For the
live
chips,
stream
yeah.
last year. Which to be fair, I did eat about half of the remaining chips, so I appreciate it. I can't. I'm complaining where I shouldn't complain because I had like chips for fucking like a month. It was great.
Speaking
Now
of
I am
chips,
really confused. Aside from Hannah and Cameron, who in AH you're all related to one another? Because you all know each other, obviously, but like,
Yeah, so
We're-
Tom and Nate are brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nate is my older brother by 4 years.
Nate and
Huh.
I are friends. Well, we're all friends, but Nate
Oh,
and I
assumptions. Jeez.
Nate and I have known each other since we were 12. Tom and I have known each other for almost as long. I think we've gotten a lot closer in more recent years, like the last 5-ish years or so.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd say so.
Nate, Max, and I were roommates in college, and then Lauren and I are coworkers and very good friends.
yeah, I think I remember that one. Okay.
Everyone
So yeah,
but
not nearly
Nate-
as many.
Everyone but Nate lives in Cincinnati out of the core group.
Mhm.
And then like the main secondary people that you'll probably hear the most of are Tanner, Craig, and maybe just those two. Oh, Ian and Shree.
Yeah, I would say Ian and Cherie, who used to live in Cincinnati.
and then two.
And they are not Nate and Tom's cousins.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're married, but they're not each other's cousins. Well, I guess I don't know
Right.
that for sure. But
They're
I'm assuming-
not. Cameron, don't be like that.
So yeah, chat, really
Anyway.
easy family tree to keep track of. Obviously everyone knows the lore.
Tom,
Everyone's read
Tom
the
and
wiki.
Nate, Cameron, and or Tom and Nate, Cameron, and Hannah.
Yeah.
I'm the outsider of the group, and I'm also Cameron's wife.
You're not the. Why would you say you're the outsider of the group?
Well, because like
anything,
you've
I'm the
known them,
outsider.
you've known Nate and Tom and Max for a significantly longer time than you've known me. I mean, we've known each other for a long time, and we've been together.
No.
for a long
Hold
time.
on. You and I know each other just as long as Max and I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Quick content warning for anyone coming up.
Oh yes, bloody death.
I'm trying to be better about these, mostly because I just kind of want to see what this feature looks like, because I think it's cool, even though I don't necessarily have any desire to use it. But yes, there's content warnings for depiction of a bloody death. So I'll try to be good about.
Will it be your
Fine
bloody
with
death?
That depends, Hannah. Will it?
Oh! What is that?
My volume
What
is.
is that?
Yeah, that's no bueno.
Oh, weird.
Oh my god! Oh, that's like the alien in Alien, but a million times worse.
It's a little baby looking thing.
It's the
Isn't
babies.
it cute? It's the baby. So I was playing that whole hallway with my.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand how windowing works in Windows. Ironically, but my sound was off for that entire scene, and I was like, "What? Ah!
Oh,
What is
oh,
that?
Oh.
Let's get a good look.
Oh, no. Oh my God. What's wrong with its face?
Look at its look at its fucking tongue. I've never noticed that.
Why is it like that? Oh my
It's-
God.
This is what happens when that like
Oh my God.
mutation happens to kids.
Oh my God.
Made of ammo.
Whoa.
Yeah, I also realized part of the reason why I'm dying so much is because I'm spending so much time on new enemies, just looking at them
Oh.
while taking all that damage.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Why are there little babies in test tubes? I feel like you need to put. I mean, don't shoot it. Don't shoot it. But can you unplug it? Can you unplug the machine?
I could try to shoot the plug. I don't think it worked.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so part of the lore is that I think babies can also be infected. So, if there's a constellation here, the
time-
cool part is the way that they treat, like not OBGYN, but like the whatever you call it, natal wards in space.
Yes.
They do have like cool like 0G environments for them as well, which is neat.
Yeah.
I-
At the
my
time,
internet
it
crapped
was
out.
super controversial. There was a big like this
Was there?
game. It has yeah. Oh, I remember. There it was like. You remember that fucking stupid ass hate group, A Million Moms or whatever they're called? They were like, this game is like tricking kids into wanting to have abortions, and it's like, no,
What?
fucking yeah. Listen, it's dumb Midwestern Catholics not having anything better to do.
Oh.
I wonder if that was what was inspired, like what inspired the second game's ad campaign, the like your mom hates Dead Space thing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Probably.
Because they were like, well, we already got
they
flack
leaned
once,
into
let's just
it.
do it again.
Yeah. No, they leaned into it as because what it was free marketing, right?
Oh,
Especially to like a bunch of 14-year-olds that are
absolutely.
Like, oh, mom thinks this is gross.
Yeah. No, I have to play it.
Yeah.
Hey,
NoobTube
Cameron?
says Cincinnati is basically Kentucky. NoobTube, I vehemently deny that, but some small part of me deep down fears that is true, and that's the reason I hate Kentucky so much.
It's not. We're better than Kentucky.
I think some people feel that way about like Covington and Newport. It's like, well, it's basically Cincinnati, or it's
Covington
basically
and
Ohio.
Newport are
I'm like, I
basically
mean,
Cincinnati. That I
Snyder.
wholeheartedly agree with. Shanice Emery asked, what is deeper, AH lore or Dead Space lore? And what do
Ooh.
you mean by AH?
Arbitrary hero.
us.
Our lore. Okay.
I would realistically submit Dead Space only because Dead Space has a lot of games and there's a lot of like small detail. Although we do have a lot of like, there's kind of like some deep lore between like our different series and episodes and like the reasons for things.
This may be a moment where my old manness, by being older than 30, shines. You use the term lore, Tom,
Yep.
and I don't understand its use in the context of what we do. Is that like an internet thing? People say that there's lore on like.
Daniels isn't answering her wriggling. What's your status?
So yeah, we found the shock pad. This is not really an important conversation. Like chat, you can probably help me chime in on this, but like the use of lore originally for like games and movies and like media, it's just like, you know, it's like the story, like the background, like the details. I have always kind of thought of lore as like if there's a not Wikipedia, but like a wiki for something. That's kind of like where like lore comes from. Is like if it's a story that has enough detail where people like, you know, write articles and like have a database about it. That's basically like lore. But lore meaning stuff like, you know, background knowledge, like information, like continuity. So in the case of like real life people, it's like lore is more of just about like the words are kind of like escaping me, but like history, I guess, is kind of part of it. History is really what it is, and like the details of like certain like events and like things in the history.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cameron,
kind
is
of-
that
In that
right?
case, I would. Yes.
I tried a small bite of the Black Forest cake. cookie.
Already.
It's not. I don't like
Wait,
it.
black. What
You
what
gotta-
flavor is
You
this?
gotta, it's this. Okay, so the last new cookie flavor is blackout cake.
Oh, blackout cake, which I think is supposed to be similar to Black Forest cake.
It's like a chocolate. No, it's like a blackout cake is purposefully a chocolate on chocolate. Like there's dark chocolate, there's milk chocolate. It's
I love it.
cake and dark chocolate
run.
cream and milk
Run.
chocolate nougat and stuff.
Oh man,
So I haven't tried it yet, so I'm gonna try it now.
I'm not a fan.
Does it have any relation to Black Forest ham?
Doubtful.
Oh, disappointingly, no.
Because the Black Forest seems to produce a lot of very peculiar food and flavors.
Well, I think it's just that region of Germany is known for their I guess that pig farming and their chocolate. It's fine. It's not like anything I would get again. It's just another variant of a chocolate Oreo, which is already too much chocolate. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like the double chocolate standard is kind of like, I've never been like a really big chocolate person. I can eat like chocolate things, but like just the idea of like let's just stack different types of chocolate does not. I don't have any appeal for that.
Yeah,
Me.
I think it's fine. I need a contrast there. I want my cream to contrast with the cookie, not just in texture and flavor. So this
Okay, I'm
is
back. My
not-
internet crapped out twice.
I was
so
gonna
that
say,
fun.
is it both Hannah and you having internet? Is it? I wonder if it's my connection.
No,
that's
I-
doing
Well,
that.
I don't
I
want to
don't-
jinx it because my connection so far.
No,
has
it's not
been-
even that. It's just on my
decent.
internet itself. Cut out, not the Discord.
Hmm. Okay. Something about me. All right, so we've planted the hydrazine charge. I have the thermal thing and the can thing put together. We're gonna blow this up and then we're gonna go places.
I still think you could have just kinesis this out of the way. It's not that sturdy, but I guess it saves time.
Well,
maybe.
If it was done by other engineers, they might have like TIG welded a bunch of shit.
Well, that's what I
together.
was gonna say. Is
Yeah.
they probably
try and-
like welded it or put it together in a certain way.
Yeah, I guess.
Man, they got reach on hard mode.
Back to the lore thing. I don't view us as having lore if that's how it's used in terms of real people, because we don't like famous people have lore because they have like Wikipedia entries and fandoms and all that shit. We're just some schmuck.
Remember, when you reach
Well, I use the
Like,
Wikipedia
Steve's
thing as more of
basic
just like
codes and the
a
computer's
comparison. Like, I don't think we actually have to have like someone like running a wiki that isn't us to have like lore, but it's people use it more of like like an informal way. Like there is a formal sense of lore, I guess. Like games have lore, but like for like streamers and like like real life like people and celebrities, like it's kind of more of like people will say like, oh man, the lore on you is like really deep or whatever. But I kind of see what you mean. Like, yeah, I don't really think we have. It's more about like community and like in jokes and things like that, and you kind of have to have a certain like number of like a certain like follower base to really
Got it.
consider yourself as like having that. I think.
I mean, you've got like a couple hundred people here, but that's not nearly as many as like Markiplier. Or...
Boom Headshot says, I think there is lore. I'd be interested. Does anyone in chat have any particular piece of like lore about Arbitrary Hero? Man, that's a weird sentence to say. Like any particular piece of like lore about us, or about like one of our like past series, whether it's the player guide streams.
YouTube, that's
I'd be
so
curious to
weird.
hear. NoobTube says Hannah can't read maps.
What a hearing map.
What series?
Out of the gate swinging.
What series is that? Is that the?
All of them.
Every
It's,
fucking
it's all the series. It's all the series.
Did that start with Indiana Jones?
It's no, Indiana Jones didn't really have maps. It started with like Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah, it started with Pokemon,
That's fair.
and then a little bit into Zelda.
Yeah, Hannah can't read maps. That's fair. That's very true.
I mean, it's understandable. Some video game maps are pretty
Game maps. Hannah can't read video game maps.
Ah.
And Nate is better the more abuse he gets. That's true.
Cameron's better the more you stroke his ego,
That's
I
true.
think it was.
That's true too.
Yeah, that is true also.
Ooh, secret door. Secret door. I've just kind of been not paying attention to the audio logs. I've assumed we're not really invested in the story too much. I'll just give people the cliff notes. So we got Oreos to talk about.
Put the chapter names together. Give the biggest spoiler right off the bat.
Don't do that.
I think everyone already knows that it's a rank. The only person that doesn't know
Except
is
for Hannah.
Yeah.
So
That is
there's a.
what?
Do what?
What did you guys say?
The first letter of every
No.
there are 12 chapters. The first letter of every chapter spells out a word.
Oh. Oh, okay. Good to know.
Oh no, my wife is letting this patient die, or not able to save this patient. I don't know why I said letting, because she's like the only competent
Since we-
person on the ship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they missed an opportunity to do some cool like thing body horror with the holograms. Like show the mutation. I
Yeah.
guess it might have been too hard to animate.
Oh, I need to get the other thing.
Alex said the maps thing explains why no more Castlevania.
Damn.
That's fair. That's fair.
And that I have a phobia against Dutch angles, which is true. I did not care for them at all in the Resident Evil game.
The power is being used in this refrigerator. Okay. So I need to get through this door over here, but the red indicator says there's no power. So in order for me to get through, I have to take a power cell from one door to the other. It's pretty video gamey, no surprise there. But we got babies.
Oh no.
Nope. Give me this, thank you.
I will say it kind of, so when you get your cool little magic hand, it reminds me a little bit of, oh my god, what is the
Oh, I
name of
tasted
the
that
game?
too. A
What
little
is
bit
the name of
of.
the underwater game?
Bioshock.
Subnautica?
Bioshock, thank you.
Oh, Bioshock.
Yeah, it's essentially his kinesis substitutes in for a lot of plasmid abilities.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God damn it.
I hate the way that they crawl on the floor. That's
No,
so
all we need is a golf club. And we can complete the Bioshock crossover.
Hell yeah, that's what I
Nice
call
batting.
efficiency, baby.
Get that baby.
I didn't think that
yes.
was gonna be a one-hit kill.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Legalize
yeah.
late term abortions.
Stop, Cameron.
Wait, what did you say?
Legalize late-term abortions.
No, late term abortions.
Oh my god.
The 72nd trimester.
I need to
Please,
fix my audio
please.
because you guys are the same volume as the game for me right now.
Cheryl Arnold says that more behind the scenes, Cameron is quite the taskmaster.
That's
and-
not true.
Damn.
And she remembers the time
You heard it
Cameron
here,
went and
folks.
cost herself for charity.
That was fun. The Super Mario speedrun.
Yeah, I had fun with that one. You
It
should
did not
watch
go
it
well.
again. I'd be all for it.
The Super Mario run didn't?
Super Mario Bros. No, it took me fucking like an hour and a half or 2 hours
To beat the game?
to beat the game in 5 minutes or like 6 minutes or whatever it was.
I remember you
fucking
having the
up in,
shock
like-
collar on. Was that?
Yeah, that was the same thing. So my goal was I had to play through Super Mario Bros. And every time I died, I had to restart, and I'd get zapped. So the idea was that I would. My goal was to speedrun Super Mario Bros. 1 because I could theoretically a talented person can do it sub 6 minutes. And I was like, I'll just get it done super quick, and that's it. And I played it. I knew it pretty well. I double checked on some speedrun strats, but executing them, and I wasn't trying to execute I was going slower. It wasn't like a world record or attempt or anything.
Like a speed
not
run.
even close. But I was using the speed run route to try and beat the game quickly.
Yeah.
And I fucked up a couple times, like dozens of times.
Well, and that's the part of the problem with speedrunning routes is if you try to play it casually, there are certain areas where like you have to do tricks. Unless that's like what you mean is you were doing it like everywhere you were, you didn't have to do like some really hard like frame perfect glitch.
I was doing the no trick route, like a simple route. Yeah, just a baby crawling across.
Just hanging out, just chilling. Man, I keep thinking I'm worse off for ammo than I actually am. So yeah, we're still trying to move a little bit faster here because I realize I've been taking up a lot of time. We are trying to find the captain's body now that we are through the barricade. I will make this rifle work, I swear to God.
Good luck.
Hey.
There's an arm. Anything? Hey, we should have found that
10
sooner.
rounds?
Ugh, more of these rounds. Actually, what I really should have done was put the pulse rifle back in my storage, so I'd get all ammo for the.
You stopped getting ammo.
Yeah. Okay. Another warning coming in. Upcoming section contains depictions of suicide. I do know what this one is, and it's not super gory, but it is like it can be triggering for that stuff.
Yep. One thing I do want to note that I think this game didn't do a great job on, but I really appreciate.
Oh, I remember this part. Okay.
Dead Space Extraction. They showed what this ship was like when people were living on it and what normal life was like, and that contrast helped to make the horror more horrific. Here, I feel like you kind of get numb to it because all you experience is the horror and the.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Where it's like, because it's nothing but like the harsh reality part, it kind of gets old really quick.
Yeah. Uno mas.
Okay, that's not what I wanted. Oh,
Throw the health kit at it.
yeah, throw the health kit at it. Fuck it, I'll throw trash at it. I don't care.
It's when Vader's just beating the shit out of Luke Skywalker.
Sound effects and everything. All right.
Mercer, you were in surgery, so I left the
So yeah,
so be discreet. I just got
I'm kind of going slow and so not going over the story, but essentially what's going on is Captain Matthias is the captain of the ship, who... Inventory full? Really? Shit, okay.
200 stacks of.
Yeah. Captain Matthias is the captain of the ship, who he also happens to be a unitologist, and unitology in this world, like we mentioned in the last stream, unitology is essentially like a cult-like religion. And so because there are a lot of high-ranking members of the CEC in this mining facility that are unitologists, it kind of means that a lot of decisions they make are not great.
Is that real life or is that a hologram? That looks like real life.
It looks
It's
like
real.
real life.
I don't know why
Yeah.
this inventory full thing is here, but that's cool. Again, this is the suicide depiction for anyone that hasn't seen the
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Lots of red jelly. They really appreciate their PB&J on this ship.
Ugh.
So yeah, and this is the marker is basically driving people to kill themselves to create biomass for this microbe thing, right? That's I'm trying to like remember the deep lore.
Something like that? It's like, I remember, I think Dead Space 2 was like. No, wait, that was Isaac, never mind.
I'll have to read up and actually like give a better lore delivery next stream. But essentially,
It was like,
the way that the marker works, I don't know. They talk about it in game. It's like either through like radio frequency or through some sort of weird like telekinetic abilities. The marker has the ability to sort of have like this communication field with people, and it makes them see I don't know if they ever actually describe it. A lot of people start seeing like their dead relatives, like talking to them, like being alive, like saying things.
Hallucinating, yeah.
Yeah, hallucinating those things. And what
get
the
a
marker
Electromagnetic-
you get a
electromagnetic
first-hand experience
signals.
of that, Tom, in Dead Space Extraction. The first chapter of that game you play
Yeah.
as someone who's down on the planet, this planet, when they first drop the marker, and you see those things, and you, at the very end, it's a really cool twist. Spoilers, I guess, but it's a fucking decade-old game now, or whatever it is. You are killing monsters, and at the end of the chapter, it's revealed that you've been killing people the whole time. You've been hallucinating, and then you
Oh,
die.
that's right. Yeah.
It's really good. Oh fuck!
Oh, shit.
Insomnia, depression, and dementia is what the wiki says.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it was like something that's like the method of communication kind of matters in terms of like why interference
about
doesn't
10.
stop it. Yeah. Oh, I can feel that. Yeah, so the marker essentially makes people hallucinate, and it does have, it's not just like, you know, general hallucinations. There are kind of some rules to how it works, and the books do a really good job of like explaining like how some more of that stuff works and why it's more effective on certain people than others. I don't know why I had this inventory full thing. I've hit the inventory button like 5 times, so I think we got a glitch. So
Check
yeah.
one more time just in case.
I think it's
No.
there. It's stuck. Oh, maybe a save will do something to it. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I'd keep it up. Boom Headshot says the super deep lore was never answered. Would have been in DS4. At NoobTube, there are books for Dead Space. Not a lot. Like kind of like how Halo and some other games. I think Assassin's Creed and Mass Effect have some. A lot of licensed games have books written about them. Some of them are good in some game series and some aren't. Dead Space Martyr is a really good one that explains how unitology comes to be a thing, as well as the first marker. And there's some good comic books. There's some animated movies. Dead Space has some really cool like side story stuff, I think, compared to some other
we
game
said,
series that don't.
The lore is pretty deep for like it really only having 3 main games.
The lore is deep in that the detail of how like it's mostly like the story is, you know, how to like escape and how to like get off of things, and like there's a lot of like picking up journals and things like that. But it's not necessarily like lore and that there's like a huge like thousands of years of history. It's more of like the small details of things. Like the general like plot of this is escape from the ship, there's zombies, shoot them dead, whatever. But the actual detail of like how transformation works, why unitology corrupts like the government of this mining facility, stuff like that. It's kind of more of like the politics as well as the horror.
Yeah, so the specific events of this game are also happening at other locations in the galaxy, and I think some of the books dive into that.
Real quick, another content warning. This section depicts bodily transformation. Specifically, there is an infector type of necromorph, and it is going to turn a corpse into a necromorph. Just a.
I love body horror.
This one's particularly intense compared to the other ones.
Yes.
Cheryl Arnold asked who all has seen the D&D movie.
Me.
Did Cameron and Hannah? Did you guys see it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it last week, 2 weeks ago.
I think I'm the only one that hasn't.
Give me look at that shit. Give me that shit.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was my homie. Oh well.
Oh no.
At least I got the rig. That's all I really came here for. Aw, he's giving us a hug. Look at him.
I love that this scene has been improved so much in the remake.
I wasn't sure how I felt about like the cutscenes at first, but like honestly, yeah, they're like it's not terrible. Like it's way more intense. The original version of this.
Isn't it just like he got infected and he ran through a window or something?
Yeah, so like I'm actually standing like right in front of it. So
yeah, that is that same window as you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like out there, oh, God, fucking, I hate these guys because you gotta get them quick. Quit running around, asshole.
These are somehow they are dormant on the planet, right? The marker makes people kill themselves and each other, but then these are what turn those people into necromorphs. So any planet that has a marker has the infectors on them, I think.
I think so. I don't know if it's only through the infectors or if it's like it's kind of like both, because I know that they want to spread more. I don't know, because in the beginning of 2, there's a guy who rescues Isaac from what essentially is like a straitjacket, and he gets hit by one of the slashers, the tall ones with the arms. I think
No,
it's a slasher.
that was
it?
also an infector.
Oh, was it? Oh, maybe it is. Shit, I always thought it was like infectors and like
No, you see,
happenstance on dying
yeah.
or something.
No, I just played Dead Space 2 like less than a year ago. It was like, or it may not have been
Oh,
exactly
okay.
an infector, but you did see a needle go through his head. So
Quick and upgrade your clearance.
Oh, that would be, yeah, okay. I guess I can never remember. I know that he turns, and it's like the first time you really see someone turn up close was like the beginning of 2. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think it's mostly like the infectors, and it's I think they can turn someone, like they can kill someone and turn them like within seconds or something like that. I forget what the point is that we were talking about, but yes, infectors turn people.
Oh, here's a fun bit of news, and then I know we got a question about the D&D movie to answer.
What the hell's
Oh,
happening?
The computer says the Ishimura's engines are offline. We're on a decaying orbit toward Aegis 7.
Oh god. I have to get to engineering.
There's no time. That tram station's offline. Unless... Here.
oh wait, this is the first zero-G no atmosphere
If
section.
damage report's right, there's
yeah.
a shortcut to engineering.
Okay, so that's actually a good story update. So the new mission now.
stop the ship from crashing.
Yes.
Yes.
Although, actually, if we were very smart, we would let the ship. By now, you'd think
Well,
that
yes,
Isaac
but-
would report and be like, "This place is fucked. We should crash the ship and then nuke the planet and sterilize everything."
Hammond
fuck
already knows this. He saw Chen go down. He saw Chen in the escape pod. So
Yeah. Yeah, but Isaac's got to save his girlfriend. But okay, so here's a fun bit of news. So we all know, right? Corporations aren't people. We shouldn't expect them to do the right thing. And I think we've talked in the past about how Disney kind of sucks. They've had all sorts of issues. We know that, but and one of the problems we have with them is they are a conservative company masquerading as a more progressive company. But because Governor DeSantis in Florida is being such a little dickling, Disney has they're announcing a Pride Night, and they're doing their first ever Pride Night at Walt Disney World, specifically because DeSantis is being a dickling about it all, and I love that.
That's pretty cool. Okay, I give him
Yeah.
credit on that one.
Yeah.
I guess I should just keep this. Yeah, I have not seen the D&D movie yet, although I think we talked about it on Monday. We talked about it for Monster Hunter. It
Hannah,
looks
I thought-
pretty good. I mean, it looks better than the first one, that's for sure. But I think the humor seems like it's well placed from what I've seen.
It's
It was.
solid. Yeah.
It didn't take itself like super serious. It was very tongue in cheek about itself, and I think that's why it worked as well as it did. But yeah, I really liked it.
it's a bit rushed though, but that's like the price of fitting what's essentially an entire campaign worth of stuff into a 3-hour movie. I think I said that before.
Yeah. It definitely hits that like Guardians of the Galaxy tone and pacing. It's a bit rapid fire to try and like connect the story together with fun little action sequences. One thing I want to mention, and I don't remember if I mentioned it on Monday, I really appreciated the number of practical effects that are in the movie. Certain things can only be done with CGI, but as much as they can, they seem to use practical effects, both in the costumes and then certain traps. Like, Hannah, did you know? So that, no spoilers, but the scene they have when they first get to Neverwinter and they're talking with the Lord, and there's that trap that sinks them down into the floor.
Yeah.
That was a practical effect. That wasn't CGI. That was like, those were loose tiles, and beneath it was a bunch of sand, and beneath that was an air bladder that they inflated, and then they collapsed it to have them collapse down into the floor.
Which it took me in one of the other scenes. It took me a while to remember what the name of the panther things are called, but then I'm like, oh, that's what those are, and I'm like,
Displacer beasts?
yeah.
Oh, I got it in one. I was just guessing. I was like, that's
Yeah,
the
no,
first cat
I
think
couldn't
of in
remember. I
D&D.
could not remember what they were called for some reason. It was like, but then I realized like someone was talking about Displacer Beast, one of the NPCs, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what they were called.
Yeah, those were what you fought or what hunted.
Yeah,
you
because
in,
I remember seeing one of them show up in one of the campaigns I was in, but I couldn't remember the name until
yeah,
he
the
said it.
Domains of Dread.
There's always Peng.
There was also a mimic. Those were cool. Haven't seen any of those yet.
Really? I thought the mimic would be like the big thing they would want to show off because everyone fucking
No,
loves
well, the
mimics.
mimics in the movie. He hasn't seen one in a campaign yet, I think.
Yes, the mimics are in the movie. The mimics are in the same areas the Displacer Beast is, but I haven't seen one in the D&D campaign yet.
Oh, I see. I don't have enough money for the second level suit yet. That's not that important. So yeah, we just took Hannah's favorite character to get to chapter 3, which I don't remember. It must start with a letter. So yeah, so we got to go to engineering because the ship is going to crash because we are on what they call a decaying orbit.
Collision course, I think it's called. C. Something,
Yes,
something
yeah, so it'd be a C. Yes, collision course. We are here to fix I think it's the engines. I mean, it's engineering, but specifically they mentioned why. Like someone tried to shut off the engines to put it in like a decaying orbit to crash it into the planet. Oh, gotta go to the bathroom. Really shouldn't have, though. Back up! Out of my way. I gotta kill you. Hold on. I'll be honest there. It's so close quarters here. I am just hitting the B button, hoping to God I pick up something sharp. But such is the intensity of this game. Oh. Really? Give me the kill, game. There we go. Okay. That was the bathroom. This is a room I did not have to go in, but I did.
Hannah, what are your thoughts about the game now that it's been...
Yeah, I was gonna say, Hannah, we haven't heard from you in a bit.
I mean, I don't like it, but I think it helps that someone else is playing it and not me.
What
Like,
what has been your least favorite experience with the game so far?
Probably those creepy little babies.
All right, bye, dude. Fucking weird, bud.
Those were awful.
Hey, homie had to go to the bathroom, I guess. Like, I'm not gonna bother him. It's weird. Oh, Chen!
No. Oh, no.
Another thing I hate about, so with the headphone ear quality, the sound quality of the hologram for that scene it's the exact same, like, quality of as if a necromorph were in the room with you. So it sounds like they're trying to play a trick where, like, the hologram happens and then a necromorph also comes in. So I keep hearing it, like, from my left and my right, and I'm looking around like, where the fuck is the real one?
Yeah.
And it's not. Because it's supposed to be, like, omniscient audio or whatever. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to the hangar bay. We're getting close to the end of stream, so this will be a good thing to kind of end on. So in the first Dead Space game, for anyone that has played it, this is the scene where you come in on your little repair ship escape pod thing, whatever. And this whole room basically just acts, I mean, it's a hangar, but you only ever come here for the very, like, beginning and toward the end of the game. They do a really cool thing. What?
Technically. Which you still do.
You still do.
End of chapter 2, start of chapter 11.
Yeah, in the remake, they do this really cool thing with the hangar where they open up the the second like half of this room, so where you can use the new like free floating 0G, and you can go outside of the ship, not like all the way around the ship, but you have like this cool little pocket of like kind of outside the ship, I guess. If you can see here, like I have a straight shot all the way to the stars, and I think you might be able to like accidentally kill yourself if you go too far out.
Check the left side of the hangar. There's something there if I remember correctly.
Yes, yeah. I just realized I'm also in no oxygen, so I need to go get some oxygen from somewhere. Oh look, there's one.
Yeah, it was the first time I played through this area. I didn't see any of the oxygen things, so I just tried to blitz the
I mean, you kept dying.
O2 refill area near the cargo elevator.
Oh, there's multiple.
Friend!
Oh.
Hi, friend. Well, the nice part about 0G is, Hanno, we can just fuck off. Whee! So yeah, the nice part about the, like, I say ordnance in this game, there's a lot of, like, environmental things, like those flaming canisters, saw blades, the slasher's hands from the dead necromorphs. There's a lot of things you can use to save on ammo and just, like, kind of use your environment to fight them. So that's why, Chad, if you see me running around a lot, it's not really out of panic. It's also just to save health, but it's also because I'm probably looking for a canister that I can use instead. You'd be like, wait, don't kill me yet. I gotta find this thing.
Yeah.
I got a coupon for this. Hold up. Oh, I need to get more oxygen. Yeah, so if I start to run out of... I have this little oxygen marker on my back, Hannah, and that is how many seconds of oxygen I have left. As I get closer to 0, he starts to choke more, and if you reach 0, you die.
Got it.
Not to, mansplain oxygen to you or anything, but I just figured,
No, you're good. At 0 oxygen, you die. Just like real life.
My stream brain is like halfway trying to like tutorialize everything, and the other half is trying to be like, what am I fucking doing right now? I've just been running in this hall for 5 minutes.
You're good.
Volker's rig. So this is a rig. This is the thing that Isaac has on his back. And if I'm picking up someone else's rig, that must mean that they died. Or they just took it off and got a new one. Yeah. Shame. God damn it.
Oh, no.
You know what? Fuck y'all. I'm gonna save ammo and money. I think there's stuff out there to look at. I don't remember. There's like a couple cool like secrets here and there. The one really cool part about the remake not splitting up every area by chapter, like you can go to engineering or like medical or whatever once you like unlock those places, is you can backtrack to a lot of places, and there's like a lot of cool like secrets. And I believe there is a alternate ending in this one.
Interesting.
Which is very cool.
So are they doing a remake of Dead Space Extraction?
I don't think so. I think
think
the plan was for 1, and then I think they've announced or hinted at 2. I don't know if they're gonna remake Extraction. I think they might only look at the main like titles, like 1, 2, and 3. But they might. I think Cameron would be excited if they did a Extraction remake.
Extraction would be a ton of fun, yeah.
Wasn't Extraction like relatively short though compared to the actual main stage?
Yeah, it was a fun rail shooter on the Wii. It was probably 8 hours.
8 hours for a rail shoot? Jeez. I mean, that's like.
Well, 8 hours to like 100% it.
Oh.
The actual thing is probably like 4-ish. And
I mean, still 4 hours for. I mean, the entire. You can get through basically one of the actual games like maybe 8 hours if you're fast.
Yeah, there was unless I'm misremembering, but there was a lot of stuff to do in Extraction. Let's see. Let me look it up. See how close I'm remembering. How long to beat Dead Space Extraction.
Yeah, so what I was doing just there was we have to get to the hangar bay, but because of some mechanical failure or I think a blockage, we had to go out through to the hangar bay, or to get to engineering, sorry, we had to go through the hangar bay down that like broken elevator shaft, which also lets you show off some of the zero-G stuff.
I actually undersold it. When focusing on the main objectives, Dead Space Extraction is about 6 hours in length. If you're a gamer that strives to see all aspects of the game, you're likely to spend around 12 hours to 100% it. So it's even longer than we thought.
We are not punished by, or not punished for our sins, but by them. It's an interesting thing for someone to scrawl in blood as they're likely dying.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Monty Python.
Yeah, the Castle of Arg or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. I feel like I watched that recently.
The only Monty Python movie I've seen is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I think that's like usually most people's like only experience with Monty Python. That's like their like best known thing. All right.
Go.
So as any Dead Space veteran will know, you gotta do this when you first come to this room.
Smash everything.
I'm sure Black Knight knows.
Why? Because it'll
Yes.
regenerate otherwise?
Yeah, so in Dead Space, in the first one, it was kind of known that like anywhere where you could see a store was usually pretty safe. Like there wasn't gonna be anything that comes in the room, like no Mr. X shit. The guy that sits in, this is kind of a spoiler, but I have to do it because my brain won't let me not do it. The engineer guy who sits in this chair is just a dead corpse, and that corpse is persistent. So like the next time you come here, he is being infected by an infector, and you see him through the window. So it's kind of a cool little Easter egg. So once you play through it once, you're like, not doing that shit again. Because it's one less thing to deal with.
Gotcha.
Nice little time saver. We got a few more minutes. I can cut through some dead boys real quick. So yeah, in my inventory, I've got some ammo and some shit I can probably sell. I can also buy a suit upgrade. So let's do that. Let's show what a suit upgrade looks like. Isaac is an engineer, which means engineers gotta improve stuff. And this is hyper-capitalist space, which means if you want more protection and more oxygen, you gotta pay for it.
You gotta pay for it.
Hell yeah, hard space shipbreaker, baby.
That I don't love about Dead Space. It just doesn't feel very thematic compared to. It totally made sense in BioShock. It makes less sense in this universe. But the new armor does look sick.
Yeah, new armor, cool. The first few armors you get is kind of just like more armor plating, almost like there's more like, I think someone talked about it once, and it was like the shoulder and like waist has these sort of like plates. They're supposed to kind of resemble like bones. How like a lot of like the like rib cage and stuff has these sort of like stacked lines. So it's kind of like this is your exoskeleton, so to speak.
It's all fallen apart since the captain died. Everyone down here is on their last nerve. We thought the rioting was the worst of it, until those things came through the vents. Faces.
Wow, those things.
Those were my lunch buddies, Liz's friends, old boyfriends. And out of nowhere, the engines are.
I mean, they were people once.
Laboring, we're hemorrhaging fuel. Fuck if I know why.
So I guess my brain is not computing with the time frame of everything. It seemed like everything kind of all happened at once, but I guess as far as the people getting sick and infected and turning into monsters and the ship going on a collision course and people dying, but is it because the ship is so big that I guess not everything all happened simultaneously?
So we'll kind of learn this as the game goes on, but the way that it kind of works, and you see this in the other games and stories, is what usually ends up happening is like people like start to get sick over time, and like the medical ward will fill up, and people have these weird illnesses. The doctors will try to like figure it out. The unitologists kind of like talk about death in secret a lot. The way that it happens on the Ishimura is that it does happen over time, and there's kind of an event that happens where like the first necromorph comes to be a thing, and then like 1 or 2 more pop up in like the next day, and then all of a sudden by like day 3 or 4, like half the ship is overridden, and then like by the end of a week, like either some people, like a very small handful of people, are still alive and hiding out, who will probably eventually die, but like the majority of the ship by that point is probably like necromorph.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's like the rough timeline, and that's basically what happens with this ship. As we see more of these journals pop up, like that's kind of what we learn is like every wing, like engineering, hydroponics, medical, cargo, tram, all that, they all kind of experience it in like different ways. Hydroponics, all the plants start to die really early for some weird reason, and then as they see more infected people, they realize that this infection, so to speak, is trying to do whatever it can to spread itself and create more necromorphs.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like, to sum it up, like it's kind of supposed to be like a weird like mix. Like you hear the journals not in chronological order, kind of like BioShock, if you remember that, Hannah, like where you pick up those audio logs and they kind of have like an order to them, but you kind of get them out of order. Dead Space does the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just picked up a really cool weapon called the Ripper that I will probably use in this playthrough. The Ripper.
Oh yeah.
I will show you what that looks like, because I love this fucking weapon. So I've got the 2 weapons I have so far: my plasma cutter, which is just like a pistol, and then I've got my cool little assault rifle that sucks. But this weapon is the first real fun tool weapon. This is called the Ripper. So when I fire the Ripper, good target practice. Fires a saw blade that stays telekinetically locked into one position and lasts for a few seconds. When used on an enemy, it looks something like this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really? I thought he was... Oh. I thought that was a corpse that was like a jump scare corpse. Okay. Well, that was a waste. Sure hope I don't get attacked anytime soon. Like that.
There he is.
Just gotta hold the line.
Slice and dice. Nice.
That is the Ripper in action. So the Ripper, instead of being like a thing where you have to fire in bursts, you just hold the Ripper and it lasts so many seconds. And as you upgrade it, it gets longer and does more damage. And it is a great defensive tool for when you need to hit the oh shit button real quick.
It's also really good to sustain DPS.
Oh yeah, God, it's really good for that. I'll do upgrades later. It's about 8:25. I'll try to get to a save point here, and we can debrief stream right before we end. Actually, I'll just go back up to the save point up here. So yeah, we are in engineering, so we're gonna get to play with a lot more fun tools. We're gonna go on a gondola ride here soon that I fucking hate.
I think engineering's like the place that you get like the most amount of weapons at once, which is like the flamethrower and not the force gun, the Ripper. So like, you know, 2, but like there's 2 there's 8 guns in the game, so
The
exactly.
flamethrower is the weapon that I wish got tweaked in this game to be a little more logical in universe. It should have been like an ion beam welder or something, you know.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying earlier. It's like it doesn't make any sense to have a flamethrower because the reason why you have to use a shock pad on that bomb earlier is because they don't have lighters. Because there's so much oxygen like work and pressurization in space that like fire is really, really bad in space. But they have a flamethrower for some reason. I think it's supposed to be one of the weapons that like an engineer rigged up. Because at that point, they was like, fuck it. If I'm going to die, I might as well fight with fire at the risk of my own safety. So yeah, I saved. We could probably end it here for the night.
Yeah.
Hannah, how do you feel about the game? What's your take on what's going on right now?
I guess.
Feeling better overall. I guess not as scary as it was the first time around, but still really creepy. And I'm just glad that you're the one playing it and not me.
Oh. Well, I appreciate you sticking with us and putting up with the chaotic chat as we try to sort of surf our way through the lore as to what's going on. Yeah, did we cover... Did we cover everything? I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think so. I was originally planning on doing a test stream tomorrow, but it's looking like that's unlikely. So we'll be back on Monday with more Monster Hunter Sunbreak. I got to figure out how to make a thumbnail, hopefully, without my PC. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. What are we, like halfway through the game?
No. So we are. I'll tell everyone now. There is about 12 chapters in this game. We are on chapter 3.
Okay, so 25% through the game.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
we're about halfway. I'm going a little bit slower because ADD brain, stream brain makes me sort of like walk through some hallways slower. But we're about 25% of the way through. I imagine we'll probably get about a stream per chapter, ish.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're making progress. We're doing good. I am having a challenge. I'm struggling a little bit, but we're also getting some good spooky scares in.
Yeah.
So I think it's good.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thanks everybody. We'll be back, I think, if not with a test stream tomorrow, we'll be back on Monday for some Monster Hunter Sunbreak.
See everybody.
See ya. Thanks everybody for stopping by. We'll be back on Monday.